Hello guys, this is Mickey Faisal and today we will learn about a language changer application that how you can change your language or locally on runtime. So let me just show you a quick demo that we will gonna build. You can see that we have an application and we have three languages, different languages. First is English, second is Hindi, and third one is the Marathi. So let me just show you a quick demo that when we click on Hindi, the language is changed to Angreji Bhasha, and when we click on Marathi, it changes into Ingreji Bhasha, which is according to their regions. So let's get started. So first we will gonna need some setup for this this application. So let me just terminate this application right now and minimize this one. So after this we will need some strings. So let's open your browser and I'm going to take some text. So let me just type something. Subscribe, subscribe to Mickey Faisal for more tutorials. Okay, fine. Hindi, and this is our English. This is in Hindi. So I'm gonna take this one and go to Android Studio and open your app directory, then resource directory. Go to your values file, and in the in your strings main file, just paste your English ones file. So I'm gonna name it as subtext. Okay, fine. Tutorial. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, now it's fine. Yeah, just okay, fine. So now what we need to do is we need to click on this values directory and click just right click and go to new and select this values resource file. Okay, and hey, we need to name this file. So have just give it name as strings or select the local from available qualifiers as you can and click on the on this icon. And first we need to I want to create a uh, language in Hindi source file. So let me just select the Hindi, and as you can see that Hindi is a language from India. So I'm going to select on this one. Okay, fine. Now we need both of these things. Let me just copy and paste it here. Let me just sorry. Let me just copy this one. First, let me copy this one and just paste it here. Don't change. Please remind that don't change these name and copy this thing to this thing. So Bhasha, okay, it's fine. This over Hindi language source file is set up now. Now we need to create. I also want to create another resource file which is in Marathi. So right click on values directory, go to new, select the value resource file and type again set it as strings and choose locally, choose this one and try to find Marathi. So GKLM Okay, this is a bit harder than I thought. Okay. Have you found a Marathi language and it is also used in India? I'm going to select this one. Okay, we have created this directory, source file, and just copy these both of these, and we just need to we will remain this as it is. So let's just change this language to Marathi. Fine. Okay. Bhasha Parivartan. Yeah, yeah. Okay. And we'll copy this one. Yeah. Wow. Okay. This is my names. That's why it's not changing in Marathi. Okay. So we have successfully set up our resources file. Now we need to create. I'm going to create a locally file. First, let me design the layout. So any layout. And web content. Okay, fine. Content web true. Padding will be 10 dB. Orientation will be vertical, and then we will need a text view. Web content, then text translated. Okay, id translated text view. Okay, and let me just set it color to black. Size will be around, let's set it to 20 dp. Okay, let me set it in gravity, will be center. Okay, this is fine. Now we need to create button or match parent web content. Okay, fine. Text will be English, and this is fine now. So set id and English button, margin top to 20. Just copy this one in Hindi. Marathi, Marathi. Okay, this is fine. Now let's just use these IDs. So Control C, come to your main activity file, then tap text view. Hindi button, Marathi button. Okay. Just now we need to find these IDs and press Control D for duplicate the line. Now let's just set one click listener on this. We need to implement the on click listener. So just type implement and on click listener, press Alt Enter, and select the implement methods. So implement the on-click listener on-click method from on-click listener. Type view dot get id dot guess r dot id dot id dot. You can just set it to break. Copy this case and just copy Hindi, copy the Marathi. Okay, fine. So now we need to set up our backend for the language changes. So I'm going to create an helper class changing the language. So I'm going to create it as a locally help, local helper. Okay. Before starting the local helper or the configuration setup, let me just quick tell you about that. We have done the setup resources locally classes. Now locally basically we need to use the locally configuration and resources in this project. And so firstly locally is used to change the language and regions. To getting the regions, you can get also the default locally or your region or configuration basically. And the configuration class is used to change the configuration of of your app, or you to get your configuration of your application which you currently use, whatever the application is. And the resources file basically uh, help us to get the resources from which is in your application. As you can see that we have a resource directory which you can get from the resources, drawable, layout, minimap, values, etc. Resources class also help us to get the display metrics or the configurations of the our app. So this the and let me just tell you that this is a part one from this series, which is right now. And the last and our last step will be that how it will change. You can change language from runtime. So and the second in the second part we will going to learn that how we can change app language, whole app language in just one click. And even after you can even after we your app got killed, and when you will come back to your app, that app language will be same you have selected before. Okay, so let's just get started with the part one. So now we have set up all these things. Now we just need to do some configurations. So let's get started. So first, let me define the public static string Hindi, which is denoted by hi. I'm giving this name that you will thought that how I can give this string as name as hi. So as you can see that our strings file, which is Hindi, okay, have hi denoted by hi, and our Marathi is language resource file is denoted by MR. So we will gonna set up like that. So just press Control D, and Marathi and English is in English. Okay, which is the default. Now type public static context date resource. Type string, string language context equal null, else we need to create a local instance. So new locally, then type locally dot set default. So we will want to set it the language as default. So now we need to create a configuration instance. So configuration, then context dot get resources dot get configurations. Now we need to set locally to the configuration. So locally and configuration dot set layout direction. We can set the locally, and now we need to return the context dot create configuration context. So I'll just pass the configuration instance. Okay, now we also need to create another method for, be- for below the Android version, below the Jelly Bean. So below or sorry, above the Jelly Bean. So context update resource legacy. So type context and string length, and just check context null, then return. Okay, then we need to create a locally instance. So locally type pass the string, type locally set default locally, and then we need to create a resource instance resource instance context dot get resources. Okay, configuration, and then type resource type configuration dot set locally dot set locally. Set. Now we need to check that the build dot version dot sdk, sorry, greater than equal build dot version codes jellybean ml1. Okay, fine. Then just set the locally direction. So now you need to set resources dot update configuration. So pass the configuration instance and type get display metrics. As you can see that we can also get the, okay, fine. Now just need to type, sorry, yeah, just type context. Okay, this is fine now. Now we need to create another method which we're going to use to set static string and set language, use context type string length, and then we need to check our build version because we created the both methods for setting up according to the build versions of a mobile. So and just check build version codes.n. So if it is we also need to pass uh, argument which will be input. Okay, fine. So now we need to set update resources, pass context length dot get string, pass input, else return get resource legacy, type context, pass length dot get string, pass input. Okay, so our locally file is successfully created. Now let's just go to this file and type here. So when you click on translate dot set text, type LocaleHelper dot set language, type this, pass localhelper dot English. Now we need to pass the source file. So type r dot string dot, sorry, substacks. Okay, copy this line, paste in the both, show you Hindi and, sorry, Marathi. Okay, so this is it. So now let me run the app. Okay, let me just first check that all we have done it all successfully. Okay, fine, fine. Okay, our first part one is done, and in the second one, I'm going to tell you that how you can change the whole app language just on one click. So if you want to also know that how you can change your app language properly, so just watch the tutorial part 2 also. So here you can see that subscribe to Mickey Faisal for more tutorials. This is in English. अधिक tutorial के लिए Mickey Faisal को subscribe करें, and when you click on Marathi it is अधिक tutorial साठी Mickey Faisal चे सदस्य आहे. Okay guys, thank you for watching. If you like the video, please do like, share and comment your queries.